some parallels from what you just asked or just talked about with, Web 1 and Web 2. How do you see those parallels with Web 3 maybe, and how those industries kind of started and where we're at with this one?
Like, it's periodic how human nature works, right? We overbuy and we oversell. And I hate to simplify it that easily, but what happens is we overbuy early on, and then we oversell, and then it seems to grow at a normal pace after that. And I had a great conversation with Gary Vaynerchuk about this, because he has the same perspective that I do, is that real margins are made not by the overbuying, although people that were lucky enough to be aware of technologies and make early investment into blockchain, and smart enough to know their timing and risk tolerance to get out, did very well. But the real opportunity is now, right? That we've oversold, and now picking and choosing the players in the space, those who can utilize technology and are well capitalized in order to effectuate real margins for millionaires and billionaires. That's the space that I could not have been in with Web 1 and Web 2, because I had to pay the dummy tax. I had to learn, there's clues that are given, then there's patterns, and then you make good choices. So those that are younger are only seeing clues. Those that are older, which is why you see more older people getting involved in Web 3, it's because they've now reached the point where they, through 1 and 2, have seen patterns, and now they can make better choices. And it's so funny, if you stick with something and you pay attention and give intention to it, that consistent, persistent pursuit of utilization of the web, it'll tell you all its secrets. And I know this because blockchain has told you a lot of secrets already that has made you the success that you are. This time around, because of the clues and the patterns that I've learned over, believe it or not, talk about getting old, I'm looking at it, it's 31 years since 1992 that people laughed at me, scoffed at me, and made fun of me for getting involved in technology Web 1. In fact, I got to share a quick story to give you a relevance and perspective about blockchain. Web 1, Web 3 is exactly where Web 1 was in 1992. Very similar in where and how this is all happening. And so I went in front of the Supreme Court of the United States with my company, Westlaw, Legal Research Online, and we were putting all of these millions of case law, millions, on the web. And it was DOS, XT computers, 9600 baud modems. It was some slow shit. Anyway, the interesting thing is I wheeled my XT computer with a monochrome screen on a luggage cart into the Supreme Court, and I was blessed to be able to present Westlaw to the Supreme Court of the United States. And Justice Scalia, one of the world's greatest renowned scholars, right? A renowned scholar, literally told me, and this is a lesson for anyone that gets resistance from experts in the blockchain. Justice Scalia told me, David, nobody will ever do research on the internet. You need books. And we will always have that type of resistance in human nature to even the best technologies in the world. I mean, think about it. Web 1 was made for research. It was like the digital encyclopedia of all encyclopedias. And yet one of the greatest scholars in our country, because he didn't know what he didn't know, he had human nature of being ignorant and arrogant about what he doesn't know, he was professing that nobody would ever do any research on the computer or on the internet, that you needed books. So if you don't take the lesson from that into Web 3, into what resistance or doubt or ignorant arrogance that you face, you're making a big mistake.